Acids and bases are also electrolytes. They can conduct electricity. So electrolyte, think electricity. So like a battery, you've got those positive and negative ends on your terminals of the battery to help the electricity flow. So acids and bases will conduct electricity and break down or dissociate in water. When they dissociate, then they become ions. So that's where that power comes from. The definition of an acid is a chemical compound that can release hydrogen ions. Generally, acids will taste sour. Think of lemons, lemon juice, that's citric acid. They dissolve in water and release hydrogen ions that can easily react with other atoms. Bases have more of a bitter taste, like soap is a base. They can accept hydrogen ions. So, for example, bicarbonate can accept a hydrogen ion, forming carbonic acid, which actually becomes a weak acid. Hydroxide, which is OH with one negative charge, is some of the most common bases, which can accept spare hydrogen ions. Well, if we add an H to this hydroxide, then we have H2O, which you probably know is water. Concentration of the amount of hydrogen and hydroxides are measured using a pH scale. So that H is standing for those hydrogen attraction. The pH scale ranges from 0 to 14. The values between 0 and 6.9 means that there are more hydrogen ions compared to hydroxy or hydroxyl ions, and that makes it more acidic. Neutral pH is where the same number of hydrogen and hydroxyl ions exist, and a neutral pH is 7. A pH greater than 7, up to 14, indicates that there are more hydroxyl ions, so that means that it's more basic, or what we call alkaline or alkalytic. So here's the illustration from your textbook that shows the concentration of the hydrogen ions or the hydroxide ions. So stronger hydroxide, you get 14. So sodium hydroxide, which is NaOH, and then hydrochloric acid, for example, is HCl. So hydrochloric acid is HCl. And that's really 0, it's like 1 to 2 in our stomach. And sodium hydroxide is NaOH. There's no hydrogens here at all. Now, if we were going to take those and put them together in a solution, we would break them apart and create ions and other compounds. Systems that help regulate acid-base balance include the respiratory and the renal systems. So respiratory systems takes in air and gets rid of carbon dioxide. And when we say air here, it takes in a lot of different kinds of chemicals with the air, but we're talking primarily of oxygen. Carbon dioxide is a weak acid. If we stop breathing, it builds up in our body, and that can cause a condition called acidosis, which can disrupt the function of our cells and our organs. So making sure that people are breathing properly. The buildup of acid in the brain can give you an overwhelming desire to breathe, which results in a yawn. So if there's a problem with respiratory system, the kidneys can come to the rescue and enable excretion of excessive acid in the urine.